My name is Lydia Hurley, and I'm a freshman journalism major here at the University of Maryland. I'm also a staff writer at the campus publication, The Campus Trainer, where we write about wellness, lifestyle, and beauty. This video showcases the day in the life of two different UMD students. I interviewed two freshmen to see how their day in the life routines differ, one being on campus and one being off campus at home. Everyone's day in the life routine looks a little bit different depending on what they're majoring in, what classes they take, where they're living, and what they like to do with their free time. So I thought I would explore the differences between people's routines depending on their circumstances and see what advice they had to offer. I also asked them their favorite study tips and what helps keep them motivated to study during a global pandemic where times are so uncertain. I also interviewed a teaching assistant here at the University of Maryland Psychology Department, and she told me some of the best tips to stay motivated, productive, and make the most out of your study time. So make sure to stay tuned to the end of the video for that.
First, I interviewed freshman Ellie Quinn, an aerospace engineering major from Kensington, Maryland. She lives here on campus and enjoys Irish step dancing and crafts like embroidery in her free time. Ellie typically sticks to a similar routine for most days when she has classes. Most days she wakes up around 8 a.m. for her Calc 3 class, and she makes herself a hot mocha and oatmeal for breakfast because this saves her more time than it would if she went to the dining hall. Calc 3 is her favorite class to attend because as a STEM major she finds math very relaxing and enjoys solving problems for it. Ellie attends classes and takes notes on her lectures throughout the day, and in between classes she typically gets lunch from the dining hall and brings it back to her dorm. In the afternoons, Ellie then finishes her classes and works on some assignments and studies by herself. Then, during the afternoon, she likes to meet up with some friends and study in the lobby of her dorm building. When asked about her favorite study habits, Ellie told me that she likes to study with friends because it holds her accountable for the tasks she has to get done. She also likes to switch up her study space so she can easily separate home from school. She also likes to take breaks and watch TikToks and talk to friends to make sure she can stay productive when she gets back to work. In general, Ellie's feeling pretty good about this semester and hopes she can stay motivated and stay on top of her academics, as well as keep in touch with friends. Later in the night, she usually meets up with friends over Zoom or grabs dinner with them. Ellie has competitively Irish step danced for many years of her life, and she hopes to get involved with the group on campus called the Celtic Grace Dance Group once they resume practicing. Ellie's also a part of Terps Vote, which she joined because it's election season and the club helps people get connected with activism resources. She also joined the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics, which is a professional society on campus in her career path, which helps people network and organize events with others in the group. Some of Ellie's favorite self-care activities are watching her favorite movies, including the Pirates of the Caribbean series, and doing her skincare routine, and her favorite product at the moment is the niacinamide serum from The Ordinary. Her favorite way to work out is dance, and she's also been hoping to resume practice when she can. If it weren't for COVID, Ellie says that her day-in-the-life routine might be a little different. She thinks that walking to classes in person would allow her to de-stress and separate her schoolwork from home life. She also thinks that she might be able to meet people more easily if everything were in person, but regardless, she has high hopes for the rest of the semester and is happy that she's been able to meet so many great people and stay involved despite the circumstances. Next, I interviewed Aadhiti Vallatharasu from Acton, Massachusetts. She's a freshman government and politics major, but she's living at home for this semester. She's passionate about activism, politics, and dance. Her routine changes from the day to day, but typically she likes to wake up and have breakfast before her 11 a.m. class. Every day, Aadhiti makes sure she completes her work for her classes, works out, and sees friends. First, she picks out her outfit and gets dressed, and then she heads into her office that she made from a room in her family's house, which she decorated very beautifully. After that, Aadhiti attends her Zoom classes for the day and completes her assignments for those classes. Aadhiti's favorite way to study is by grabbing a coffee from Dunkin' Donuts and then heading to a local arboretum so she can study outside. She recommends switching up the place that she studies so that she doesn't get bored and is able to stay productive. Her favorite time of day to study is in the afternoon outside. Then she'll make herself some lunch, and she's been really loving making her own meals since she's been home for the semester and making meals that are more nutritious. Then she goes to her final Zoom of the day. Aadhiti's favorite part of the day is seeing her friends, and she's been combining another thing that she loves, working out, by heading to Orange Theory with one of her friends and working out there. Attending these classes and working out regularly has given Aadhiti lots of motivation to keep working and giving her something to look forward to each day. Then, after working out, Aadhiti will make herself some dinner and typically call some of her friends that are far away. And Aadhiti will finish up whatever homework or studying she has left for the night. Aadhiti's feeling pretty good about this semester, although she wishes that classes could be all in person so she can connect more with her classmates and have more elements to her day besides just what she does now. Regardless, she's super excited for the spring semester and to be on campus.
As a student in Psych 100 myself, we've been learning a ton about study methods, especially which study methods are proven to be effective and which ones are not. I thought it would be a great idea to interview a teaching assistant from this department, Kamelia, and ask her some questions about what works for her for studying and what's proven to work best. In my own personal experience, as well as what I heard from Ellie and Aadhiti, it can be very challenging to get yourself motivated to study, especially when you're in the same room, looking at the same computer, and doing the same types of thing each day. Something that she recommended to me is that you switch up where you study. So instead of studying in your room, you could try going to the library, try going to a cafe, or studying on the quad, if that's an option for you. Something that she also recommended was making sure you stay organized by either using a planner or keeping lists of the tasks you have to get done and prioritizing them on that list. Something that's proven to work by psychologists is distributed practice instead of cramming. So this means doing a bunch of practice tests on the exam materials before the exam instead of trying to teach yourself all of it the night before. Kamelia recommends using Quizlet or another sort of flashcard app to quiz yourself on terminology because oftentimes that is a big part of what makes up an exam. Now to the study skills that are proven to be less effective. Make sure to stay away from these. Something that's proven to not work as well as most people believe is highlighting information during a reading. If you highlight most of the page, then it ends up not actually synthesizing what you need to know. Psychologists and researchers recommend focusing on just the key terms or not highlighting at all. Underlining is a good strategy, but it's better to break down terms that you need to know into things like flashcards or trying to learn all the information then teach it back to someone. This is called the teaching mindset. Lastly, a mistake that a lot of people make when they're studying is studying for multiple consecutive hours with no breaks. This is often worse for productivity than it would be if you were to take a 5 or 10 minute break every couple of hours. It's important to also practice de-stressing activities such as taking a walk, yoga, mindfulness, or just doing something that distracts your mind from what you're learning. This ultimately helps you become more productive when you return to your exam tasks. It's important to remember that studying and schoolwork is really difficult for a lot of people right now, especially with the adjustment from high school to online school or to in-person school to online school. So it's important to remember to not be too hard on yourself, but also do the best work that you can. I hope these tips were helpful, and I hope you enjoyed seeing the routines of other UMD students, and hopefully it'll inspire you to develop your own sort of routine. Thanks for watching.